heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things were happening. Now, we had Deku. Deku, he and many mutants met with the Inhumans, and they talked about a few things. They talked about how to protect Genosha. They talked about exactly their time frame on the Terrigen Mist clouds. They don't have days, they have months. And right now, Deku, he ran the numbers. Somebody messed with them. And Forge doesn't understand how it's possible. Now, Deku, he then actually talked to Emma Frost in private. And Emma, she started to reveal to Deku a bit more of the truth. And Deku was alarmed to hear it. Scott Summers is actually dead. He died the first time they discovered the Terrigenesis clouds actually were lethal. Whenever they went to a research facility, and the mist, it killed him. Now, Deku, he was surprised by this. He thought that Scott was alive. Emma Frost turned Scott into a martyr for mutants to rally behind to, well, start a war with the Inhumans. And Deku, he was angered by this. He was annoyed, and he was just, well, shocked. But more so, he was surprised. Emma is losing her mind. And Emma, she tried to persuade the Hulk to be on her side. And she tried to tell Deku very simply, everybody here views him as a monster. Everybody here is still lying to him. Even the people closest to him. They are hiding something. Now, Deku, he didn't know what to say about this. And Emma, she kissed Deku in an attempt to lower his mental guard. Now, whenever Deku was caught off guard, Emma made her move. She got into Deku's mind and then stopped kissing him. Her then deciding to rewrite some of his memories. And then, also, lock away a few of those personalities in his head. Right now, she needs the Hulk at his best, and she needs Izuku on her side. However, she'll still allow him to play around with his friends. Now, Deku, he woke up the next morning, and right now Deku, he feels sure about what he does know. Last night he was drinking, but Emma came to him, and she gave a convincing argument. He does understand what they're talking about. I mean, the thoughts were already there in his head. They just weren't connecting. Medusa is willing to let their people die. And humans, they are willing to demonize them, all because they think they might have superpowers like the Inhumans. They think they might be inhuman. Humans have always been like that for years. He has been hunted. He has been shot. He has been killed. And he has always come back. Even whenever he was on the run, the moment people found out he was the Hulk, they shot at him. They tried to capture him. And right now, those thoughts, they are all on the surface of Deku's mind. And Deku, he went to go join his friends for breakfast. Now, Deku, he does sit down. And everybody, they don't really notice a difference. He does still act the same. However, whenever it does come to his investigation, quote-unquote, he does talk to Rogue and Jean. And the two, they're surprised whenever Deku, he does still point out how things are. He's been able to clear Emma. He's talked to her. And he's told her his concerns. And right now, their spy, they're going to be looking for them. And Deku, he is in charge of the search. Now, these two are both alarmed. And Jean, she wanted to talk to Deku more. And Deku, he spent more time with them. Now, he also spent time helping Forge. And right now, things they do sort of proceed a bit better. Right now, they're trying to solve Terragenesis. And Emma Frost, she is trying to make sure that this does happen in a certain order. Deku and Forge, they do sort of start building those robots. These sentinels that would hunt the Inhumans, instead of mutants. And right now, Deku, he is none the wiser. To him, this is just what they need to do. These are precautions. And right now, things do start to come to a head. As we do have a few months later, Genosha is still being protected by some of the devices they've created. And right now, the city does still stand. And people, they have flocked here. The number of mutants coming in every day increases dramatically. This place is the only safe place on Earth for them. And people who didn't realize they were mutants, not inhuman, they come here. People started noticing signs of the sickness, as they've called it, and they flock to Genosha. They, have strange symptoms, and, next thing you know, they go to a place where mutants pick them up. Now, Magneto, he is happy that Genosha has grown so much. However, at the same time, he's also got his own concerns. They built this place with thousands of mutants in mind. However, they were planning for the potential for millions. But now, they have their millions. Now, Deku, he currently is walking the streets of Genosha. And today, it's been a bit of a busy week. Him and Forge have been working a lot. And they have been making sure that the power sources are all running and stable, and they've also been trying to make sure that everything with the, Terrigen, what's the right phrase here? The Terrigen redirectors, I would say, or even destroyers, they all have been functioning properly. Now, Deku, he currently does go sit down, as him and Forge do go to raise a glass to a job well done. And right now the two, they do go to take a drink. All this bullshit going on, right? I mean, seriously. Have you even actually been to the Inhuman place? I haven't been to their city, but I've heard much about it. Honestly, dude, this is all getting complicated. Right? Like, we run around all the time. We're building shit. We're trying to make sure shit stays stable and fine. But fuck. It gets annoying. Right? Seriously, though. What about everything that's been happening? I don't know. But how have things been going with you and, your chicks? Your... That's still complicated, man. Listen, we've all sat down, we've tried talking, we've tried understanding much about what's going on. All four of them, they're friends, I guess, but they're... Me and them are a thing. Nice. I guess? I don't know. I mean, I knew Laura's dad whenever I was a kid, and now I'm hooking up with his daughter and sort of dating her. I don't know. She's sort of, scary sometimes. In a good way or a bad way? That sort of does depend. Define good and bad. That's true. What about the redhead? Jean. Yeah, her. I don't know. Her school, they've been moved back to the mansion for now. Some of them, they're here in Genosha. I hear they plan to set up shop here soon. I'm not sure. I've actually been meaning to visit her school, though. I hear Katsuki, she goes there, and I've even heard that Rogue talks about joining it, but she just can't leave the X-Men. Really? Yeah. Yeah. It's, it's home, even with Charles gone. Right. Yeah. Um, you know, we all do still miss him. I bet. But still, I mean, he's really dead. That's still hard to wrap my mind around, man. I bet. I bet. Listen, man. How about we drop the subject and we just toast? People are still alive today because of us. Right. Now, the two they do have their drink. And Deku, he does get to head back to his place. The place he's been given in Genosha. As remember the two, they do go back to their own rooms, or well, apartments you could say. They do go to sleep it off. And the next morning they do head back to the Xavier Mansion. And right now there actually is where Deku, him and Forge do get to step down off of the Blackbird. And Deku, he actually does go walk up and see Katsuki. As Katsuki, she actually is trying to teach somebody younger about their powers. And Deku is going to see that. Him walking up, as Katsuki, she actually does get to stand up. Her going to turn and see Deku. Oh, you're back. Yeah, hey. Who's this? Deku walking up. And Deku does see the kid. Oh, yeah, I forgot his name, but his powers are strange. Is it? What can you do, kid? Oh, well, that's sort of strange. The kid gonna turn, and Doki gonna bring their hand up. And Deku does watch. As right now the tree in the distance, it does gonna start growing a bit bigger. And Deku is gonna watch. The kid actually going to have the branches start to move around. Before they do go to bring their hand up and stop. Now, Deku, he is surprised by that. I'm going to turn and tell them that that's actually pretty cool. Thanks. You did very well. Now, I understand that your powers, they sometimes have a trouble stopping, but you did very good there. Any particular reason why you feel like they have trouble, though? Oh, um, well, sometimes I don't know. I just, the trees, they freak me out sometimes when they grow like that. Especially whenever they start to get bigger. And I can hear them. Hear them. You can speak to nature. Katsuki gonna turn to Deku. And the kid is gonna turn. Yeah, they talk. A lot. That makes sense. So you're some sort of nature telepath, I guess. Well, I understand that. I can influence anything, well, in the ground, I guess. Plant life. Hmm, powerful. Thanks. Um, what about your abilities? Now, Katsuki is going to bring her hand up and express to them. Her powers are a lot more volatile, and her abilities, they can frighten people. So, she's going to somewhat show him them, and then she wants him to understand who this person is behind her. This person, though, their powers are a lot more tricky. And right now, he can't really use them because of the state of them. Now, Katsuki just goes one step forwards, bring her hands up, and throwing them out in front of her. As Marisha's Godoki bring her hands up, the user just won't glow. And she actually has Godoki send a wave out forwards as the atoms in front of her, they do start to split. And right now, they do cause an explosion. As directly in front of them, a loud boom can be heard. And the area is covered in scorch marks. Now, Katsuki is going to bring back her hands. And right on the person, they actually do, well, stare at her for a minute. her bringing them up and telling them, as her hands are somewhat smoldering, that that is what she can do. Wow. Yeah, I'm holding them back though. The full extent of my powers can be bad if used improperly. And you should know, I can control how fast they, well, not, I would say split, but I don't think that's the right phrase here. Isuku, is it splitting or you can manipulate matter, I guess? Atoms on the atomic scale, you make them a volatile reaction. Um, Teenager? Right. Um, what she's doing is she's throwing atoms back and forth very, very fast. Right now, they're superheated to a point where they explode. And basically, they almost pop, but they don't split. I. That's the best way of saying it. At least, that's the best way I can understand it. Listen, I'm just tired, okay? It's hard to explain, but the molecules, they're flying super fast and they carry force. They also carry heat. That's all you really need to know. I mean, that's how an explosion works. Now, the person, they're surprised. And then Katsuki does introduce the Hulk. And the person, they do so stare wide-eyed directly at Deku. And Deku's just gonna bring his hand up. Hello? Anyone home? You're... Mm-hmm. So anyways, kid, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Now, Deku, he has to watch the kid. Then I'm going to walk inside with Katsuki. And right now, Deku, he actually does go stand there, looking back towards the tree and thinking, that power actually is pretty unique. It is nice. It's better. Let me go Deku just think for a minute. And right now, he is going to turn and walk. As he does, I think, looking up. Right now, this place, it's going to be in danger soon. The Inhumans, they were very, very pissed whenever they discovered exactly Genosha's, well, place. Now, the Inhumans, they stuck to their deal. They stuck to their guns. Because right now, if they didn't, it would be seen as an act of war. Because of Genosha's unique placement, right there, a little bit up above Madagascar, it is a good place for global winds to always knock a storm down. And right now, Genosha, they have had multiple Terragenesis storms come to their doorstep. Now, the Inhumans, they have been playing nice. And whenever these storms kept coming onto Genosha's doorstep, they realized something. Deku, he's a smart, knowledgeable man. He must have known this would happen, especially because of the way he phrased things. If those storms come to Genosha, that means that Deku, he knew they would come. And Medusa and Black Bolt, both of the two, they're annoyed. But Black Bolt does respect Deku's intelligence because of this. The man, he had words. He had phrasing. And he had the idea as to what to do. Right now, the Inhumans, they're stuck watching Terragenesis storms strike against Genosha and be annihilated. And all because they said they could do it. Now, Deku, he actually does feel a bit more smug at this. Black Bolt, he is a smart and intelligent bastard. However, the guy, he doesn't know this planet. He might live on it, but he hides in a fucking city. And he pretends to rule it like an actual king. Really, what does that tell you about him? Now, Deku, he does think that for a minute. And right now, there actually is where Deku, he has Doki walk into a room and go sit down. As a lot of people, they currently are talking. And right now, Beast, he is voicing a few complaints. As Deku, he does sit there. Alright, so what's going on now? What's going on? What is going on is very soon, a lot will be going on. A lot will happen. We need to strike while we can. While we can? Okay, did I miss something here? You did. Forge ran the numbers again. And what did he find? He found a lot. Listen, things are going to be complicated. Things will be strange. And right now, you need to look at this. We're going to set something down. And going to open it up. And Deku, he does going to start scrolling through a few things. And looking at this data. This data, it's brand new. They took it from a Terrigenesis storm that was off the coast. And right now, Deku, he's watching it. No. No. This can't be right. It is. Right now, 2 months. And that storm, it does what we predicted might do. It does what we predicted a lot of storms might do. It goes nuclear. It will go global. Right now, Izuku, you do see what those numbers do mean, correct? I do. And I really don't like it. Oh god. We had to make upgrades to the Terrigenesis machines. The ones in Genosha. Those upgrades, they were needed. And all of this... Fuck! All of this tells me one thing. Those machines maintain a lot of damage trying to fight off that fucking bullshit. And right now, this thing, I mean, well, we are able to collect those fucking clouds and destroy them. We're even able to try and bypass certain things and compact them back down into another substance. It might be a gel, but it still does work. And even this, right now, this would destroy many things. The damage the machines would endure. This would overload. No, fuck. Oh, God. I see the numbers in my head, and I don't like it. You do. Mind explaining them? Yes, fine. Okay. Sit down, everybody. Now, the room consisting of Emma, Storm, Magneto, Wolverine, and Beast, they all do get to sit down. And Deku, he does explain. The Terrigenesis machines they created, they can handle the storms. The city is safe because of the shields. It maintains a lot of power to keep them on. However, they turn them off whenever Terrigenesis is not around and it is not a threat. They keep the machines on whenever they're machines. They are trying to destroy those clouds, however. Running those machines costs a lot of power. It also costs a lot of resources. The machines take on damage, and other factors are also involved here. They've tried many forms of solutions, even involving their current form, which would turn those clouds into more of like a gel-like substance. This substance, from what they can tell, may still involve Terrigenesis and turning people into humans. However, no mutant, they're willing to touch it. And their machines, they got clogged with that a lot last time. What they're talking about right now will completely destroy their systems. It will overpower and get into Genosha. Genosha will fall if this storm reaches its maximum, reaches critical mass. And right now, everybody, they do go to stare at Deku. And Deku, he does look at everybody. Listen, I don't know what to say here. That's the honest truth. Everything we've tried, everything we've done so far, we got lucky. We screwed over Black Bolt in the deal. That's what I got us. And right now, that asshole's gonna try and kill us if we fuck over his storm. Honestly, the guy pisses me off. All of them do. They want to be involved, but they don't want to get involved. They want to be involved, but they don't want to come out of their little fucking cities. They want to constantly be on the move and think that they're superior. Yet they want people to just let them exist. Sound familiar, guys? It does. Yeah. It's almost hypocritical in a way. Then looking towards Emma. And right now, Emma, she has to start talking. They need a plan to take down Black Bolts. They need a plan to capture the royal family. If they can capture these people, they can cripple the Inhumans. And they can send a message. Whenever they do that, they can take down the clouds and then release the Inhumans if they do need to. Or if they don't fully comply. Now, everybody does look towards Emma. Right now, what she's talking about is actually starting that war. Trying to prevent what Scott was trying to do. Scott was a martyr, and he showed that he would stand against them. They've tried peace, and right now what they plan to do for their own survival would cause a war. And it's what Scott didn't want it to happen. Right now, it's what Deku didn't want to happen earlier. It's the same situation, just it's been put off. Their work. It could have been actually useful, but they're in the same situation they're in from months back. And right now, they actually have more time. And Emma, she's going to start talking, expressing to all of them. Forge needs to work on a way to destroy this cloud. Alchemy is dead. And right now, the machines they have, they probably wouldn't do much. They'd have to wait for it to reach critical mass before even doing anything. If it does hit Genosha, though, then a machine will be needed to save it, right? And Deku is going to start explaining. The machines in Genosha, they're too large to move. And they keep the city safe for a reason. They're able to filter a lot of the gas. But this amount, the entire Earth's surface, it wouldn't work. The machines, they're built to be strong, not durable like this. Now, Emma is a bit more annoyed. Right now, there's actual tension here. And she does feel it. And right now, she's going to somewhat talk about it, asking all of them, who here is in favor of destroying the Terrigenesis cloud? And who here is voting against it? Now, everybody, they do start to look around. And Deku, he does raise his hand to vote to destroy the cloud. They've tried numerous times to talk. The Inhumans, they've come up with nothing. No way to save mutants. No way to stop their cloud from killing them. And right now, well, that's just it. This has the potential to kill everyone. And Deku doesn't want that. There are people he loves who still need to draw breath. There are people he cares about, who he wants to still see alive. And right now, Deku, him and everybody else in this room, they do agree. Except for one person. And right now, Beast, he does stand there. Him beginning to voice his complaints about all this. There has to be another way. They still have time. They still have science. They need to work together with the Inhumans, not try to work on a solution alone. They might need to actually put their differences aside and be in the same room, share their data and research, actually talk to another person, actually do what they need to. Now, Beast is going to start stepping towards Emma and at least expressing to her This is her plan. Destroy their cloud. What she plans to do could get them all killed. She wants to actually go to war with them, and her plan. She has made all of this, hasn't she? Her and Magneto. Now, Beast actually does not turn, as Magneto does get a step forwards, expressing to the man. He is really willing to let their people die. He is really willing to put them ahead of the mutants. And Hank, yeah, he does look at Magneto, as there actually is Storm, who does go to express to Hank that she does wish that there was another way. However, this just isn't their plan. She also did help create it. And right now, Beast is going to start backing up. He can't believe that. He can't believe what she's. He can't believe what he's hearing. What he's hearing is that they all plan to capture and possibly kill the Inhuman royal family. He can't be a part of this. Now, Hank is going to back up before going to turn, realizing one thing. Everybody in front of him, well, there's I'm going to turn and seeing the one person missing, except it's not Deku. And right now the Hulk is going to bring his hand outwards and towards Beast's neck, grabbing him. And Beast is going to reach up and grab into Deku's arm. And the Hulk, he actually stand there, holding on to Beast as he does go to bring Beast down onto his knees. And right now Beast, he's alarmed. When did the Hulk appear? When did he even get here? There was no sign, no sound, no noise. And Hulk, he can't breathe. Beast tapping out and smashing the Hulk's arm. And right now the Hulk just goes to stare down at Beast. And Beast, he does look back up. As the expression on the Hulk's face, it's not one of anger. The expression, it's, oh God, he's thought this through. Now, Hulk is going to look up. And right now, everybody, they just don't turn their head. As the Hulk, he does going to turn his wrist slightly. And right now, the Beast, he does have his neck snap. Now, Beast is dead, and the Hulk just killed him. Now, Deku, he actually does go somewhat shrink back down. And right now, the Hulk, he does still, well, talk to Deku. Right now, they need to somewhat understand what to do, how to frame this. Because Hank, he is a very strong and powerful man. So, how are they going to make it look like he died? Now, Deku, he does have a few ideas. And right now, everybody, they do get to look towards Emma. They're not too sure what they should do. And right now, Emma, she does going to start giving a few orders. As right now, Hank, he's found in his lab later that day. And right now, the situation's been set up to look like he was exposed to the Inhuman Terrigen crystal. That was shattered. Now, we do actually have over with Emma. Emma, she has heard the heartbreaking and sad news. She heard that Hank died. He was accidentally exposed to that crystal, and because of his secondary mutation of blue fur, his body was badly damaged by the Xbox. Now, just gonna turn, after pouring 2 different glasses and holding both of them up. Her going to walk over and directly hand a glass to Deku. Deku going to hold up the glass with his right hand, as Emma is going to directly turn and, with her left hand holding the glass, sit down into Deku's lap. Her legs hang off the side of the chair, before she's going to bring up her right hand, bring it up onto the side of Deku's head, ask him exactly if he does think that it's quite sad. I think that it's quite tragic, Emma. However, you're forgetting one thing. We do still need to make plans for the Inhumans. Black Bolt in particular. I can see him being a problem. Yes, that is true. However, we are at a truce with them. Yes, but the data does show Terrigenesis is about to do something quite drastic. And it will do a full assault against us. That is true. The last Terrigenesis cloud on Earth is about to expand to critical mass. And the humans, more than likely they could be affected by this as well. The Inhumans, they will be covered in a world full of mist. And right now, mutants will all die. That does look quite bad for us, doesn't it? It does. It does. And right now, mutants are faced with a choice. They either go to run off and find a new planet, they go somewhere else, or we all die in a genocide. However, there is another choice that's just crazy enough that no one will expect it. We fight and we survive. We do what we do need to. And right now, we do a preemptive strike against the Inhumans. We take out the royal family, some of their smartest, brightest, and strongest, especially that Karnak man. His inhuman power is strange to me. I have heard of it before. I even have done some research. His powers allow him to see flaws. He'll be able to see the flaw in this truce. I know that much. He'll know that it's getting worse and worse every day. And now that we know the Terrigen Mist is going to kill us all, he knows. Let's go off that information for a minute. That information does show that we're all fucked. And that does mean that he is one of great importance. We strike him and take him out. After that, then we do what we do need to. We hit Black Bolt. We hit Medusa. We hit the royal family. And we subdue them. Afterwards, we destroy the mist. It'll look like the mist just suddenly dispersed. Maybe ran into Genosha? We could do that with Storm's help. And the royal family, we could either release them or kill them. And somebody who does take control, let's say Medusa under your influence, she does proclaim war on us. She proclaims war on mutants because her precious cloud ran into Genosha and she was still trying to live with her deal. The deal she came to regret because of her very, very flawed sense of leadership. Her brief oversight into exactly what the deal entailed. Afterwards, mutants, they wipe the board. Hulk wipes out their cities. And our sentinels, they do damage control. Ruthlessly hunt them down and make sure no Inhuman is left alive. Is that exactly what I do have planned out? Or am I missing a step? That sounds perfect. Then again, do you want to handle Black Bolts? I know it is quite personal for Hulk. Me and Hulk have come to an agreement. Right now we're working together. I'm the brain, he's the brawn. In fact, I think I know what Joe does feel like now. He might have been me in another life. Intelligent and dangerous. I do like this combination. Hulk, however, how does he feel about the current attack? Hulk, buddy, what do you think about all this? Hulk wants to smash. And how do you feel about killing Black Bolts? His funeral being the next one. We bury a nation. Burn it, maybe? What do you think, buddy? Hulk wants to destroy everything. We'll start with Genosha. Genosha needs to be ready. The system needs to be ready to handle the type of stuff. Afterwards, we go after the Inhumans. Then that will start the war. Then that will concrete and cement our victory. And the mutants, they will come out on top. the world won't remember them, and because of our defense and our wounded. Maybe Genosha, their defenses fall, waver for a bit. The mutant safe haven is attacked by the Inhumans. How about that? That does sound like it would also work. A preemptive strike the Inhumans make on us first. That does sound good. If Genosha suffers damages, if Genosha suffers, we come out on top. We will be remembered as firing back after we were attacked. We defended ourselves. They couldn't. They were squashed. I like it. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed.